Today on Project Porsche, Fancy Pants Headlights, Part 2.
Last time I started making this adapter out of epoxy, and I'm gonna make the second one today. We're gonna make some wiring to go in between there, connect the lights up, and get them working.
So stay tuned, guys.
This turned out pretty good. There's still some little bit of masking tape, but it actually turned out really well. I did a little bit of filing on that just to kind of shape it a little bit, and then I cleaned it up with the spray
Clean.
and plugged it into the outlet. Did a little test, and that's good.
So we've got power running through my homemade connector. All right.
See if I can break those free without breaking them off. I started with a screwdriver. The other one was really tough, so I went and got my electric screwdriver.
Ooh, this one's hard.
I removed it with that. I had to take out the other housing so I could create my second adapter. And then zipped out the other two screws too. So this is stock. See, it has the 3. This is extended 5. I'm gonna make another adapter. It looks nice. Essentially, I just take the piggyback connectors, put them onto here, and then pour epoxy around it and let it get hard. So we're gonna do it again. I ordered these piggyback adapters off of Amazon. I've gotta bend them a little bit so they're straight. This time I put that masking tape on there and I trimmed around the top of the plug, and then I wrapped the masking tape around the outside after that. Filled it up with the epoxy and then let it cure overnight. After the epoxy cured, then I started removing the masking tape, cutting off any flashing, and just generally shaping it up a little bit with the file. And there it is. Plugged it in to see if this one worked. Just like that. And it did, so that was good. I ordered these wire terminals off Amazon. So I'm gonna make some connectors with some wire to go between these and that, the 2 piggybacks sticking out. I think I'm going to use speaker wire. It is gonna be moving a lot, and I like the way the rubber on the outside of this feels. Feels like it won't crack. I'm gonna put a lot of protection on it. I'll put some of that weave and some plastic over it to protect it. That way I only have to really run 1 wire instead of 2. I'm really just gonna follow the harness and run my wire alongside of it like as if it's part of the harness. I purchased that wire off of Amazon. It's just speaker wire that has a OFC copper core on the inside, which is something that you want if you want the best kind of wire. These wire connectors were not very good. The metal in the connector was so soft, they didn't like to stay crimped very well, so I only used a couple of them, and then I dug out a couple of other wire connectors that I had from another project for the other end of the wire. So I covered the speaker wire with some shrink tubing that I didn't shrink, some of the corrugated wire loom, and then some of the woven wire loom. The shrink tubing kind of matched the plastic tubing that Porsche uses to cover the factory wires, and then corrugated worked good through the holes in the body. I'm just gonna slide the heat shrink down so it covers them up kind of like a cap. It's freaking perfect. I'm just going to zip tie this to the factory wiring loom then. Ooh, I just got dizzy. Basically, I've got this wire that I've made here hooked up now. So I've got it tied here. You can see it comes through here where I've got it wire tied right here for now. It's up in here, and then the wires come around and will go into the light. I just kind of tried to follow the loom. I made my own sort of loop for the wire to go through where there's a factory style loop connector for the main headlight harness wire, the main headlight wire, and just kind of ran it down alongside of it. Oh yeah, and shout out to my neighbor Buzz. Okay, I don't know what's going on here yet. I got him to help me figure out which wire was which before I had the headlights all wired together for good. This is some old school friction tape I saved from my grandma and grandpa's house. I'm guessing grandpa probably bought it for something years ago. It's not permanent, but it does seem to do a pretty good job of sealing things in. I use this on all the connections where I plug things together. There's some tape now on the car that's even 5 years older than the car. Check it out. And it's cool because you can get back into it then someday. And slathered some of that bulb grease just on the face, the mating surfaces that weren't perfectly flat of that plug that I made, and then put the plugs together and then slid the boot down and then wrapped it with the sticky non-permanent tape. I went ahead and wrapped around the whole entire thing with this friction tape, and that way I knew everything was completely sealed. I had my connectors on and sealed, and I have to say it worked pretty doggone well. So shout out to Grandpa and Grandma. I'll see you guys again someday. And I love you. Now I'm just gonna actually put this thing back together. Uh-oh, shit. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Be sure to check back for new episodes, and I hope everybody's having a good summer. Happy 4th of July, and shout out to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Thanks for watching, guys.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Yeah. Think you're gonna like these? They're not totally dry. Good.